Now we are going to study sexual reproduction. In sexual reproduction, there is fusion of male and female gametes, means sex cells fused over here. Here, two parents are required, and the progeny which is obtained here, they are genetically dissimilar, or you can say they are not exactly similar to the parents. That's why they are called as offspring. See, we will see the difference. In asexual reproduction, there is no fusion of male and female gametes, while in sexual reproduction, there is fusion of male and female gamete. In asexual reproduction, only single parent is required. In sexual reproduction, two parents are required. In asexual reproduction, progeny which is obtained is genetically similar. That's why that type of progeny is called as clones. But in sexual reproduction, progeny obtained is genetically dissimilar. That's why it is called as offspring. See, we people are offspring because we are the product of sexual reproduction and we are not genetically similar to our parents. Little bit difference is there. Now next topic is structure of typical flower. This is flower, typical flower. We will study this first part. The stalk of the flower is called as pedicel. Stalk of the flower is called as pedicel. Function of pedicel is, as pedicel is green in color, it helps in the process of photosynthesis and it supports the plant. Second, this bulbous part of the plant is called as receptacle or thalamus. This receptacle is also green in color, hence it helps in the process of photosynthesis, and as this part is bulbous, you can see from here only all the whorls arises, means all the organs arises from this part only. So this is receptacle. Now a typical flower contains 4 whorls. Whorls means circles. This is the first whorl of the flower or first circle. This first circle of the flower or whorl of the flower is called as calyx. Individual member, when we are talking about the single one, individual member is called as sepal. Togetherly it is called as calyx, but when we are talking about individual member, it is called as sepal. Now come to function of calyx. This calyx, as it is green in color, it helps in the process of photosynthesis, and this calyx helps or protect the flower when it is in bud condition. So two important function calyx is having. One, as generally it is green in color, it helps in the process of photosynthesis, and when the flower is in bud condition, it gives protection. Now coming to second whorl. This purple color part or this colored part is called as corolla. Corolla is the second whorl of the flower. When we are talking about the single member, individual member of corolla is called as petal. Now coming to its function. Corolla is also having two important functions. First, as this corolla is brightly colored and it is having very good fragrance, it attracts the insect for pollination. Second important function is this corolla protects the inner part, that is androecium and gynoecium. So I have taught you about calyx and corolla. This calyx and corolla, they are called as accessory whorls. Accessory whorls because they are only assisting, they are only supporting in the process of reproduction. Actually they are not participating. That's why calyx and corolla are called as accessory whorls. Now coming to third whorl. Third whorl of the flower is called as androecium. Togetherly it is called as androecium, but when we are considering or talking about single one, it is called as, its individual member is called as stamen. This androecium or this stamen is the male part of the flower. Coming to this Gynoecium. Gynoecium is the innermost part of the flower, or it is the fourth wall of the flower. Togetherly, this part is called as gynoecium, but when we are talking about single member or individual member, that individual member is called as carpel, or it is also called as pistil. Gynoecium is the female part and androecium is the male part. Hence, this androecium and gynoecium are called as essential whole. Essential means very important. Essential whole, or it is also called as reproductive whole, because they are actually involved in the process of reproduction. So first whole is calyx, second whole is corolla, third whole is androecium, fourth whole is gynoecium. Calyx and corolla are called as accessory whorls because they are helping in the process of reproduction. Androecium and gynoecium are called as essential or reproductive whorls because they are actually taking part in reproduction. So now we are going to study next topic, which is structure of stamen and structure of carpel. See, androecium, individual member of androecium is called as stamen, and this stamen consists of three parts. This tube-like part is called as filament, another part is called as anther, and this part which is connecting anther with the filament is called as connective. And inside this anther, pollen grains are present. See, afterward we are going to study about reproduction and anther. That's why this structure of anther should be clear. Androecium is the male part. Individual member of androecium is called as stamen. Stamen consists of three parts: anther, inside which pollen grains are present; connective, which connect anther with the filament, and this tube-like part is called as filament. In the same way, gynoecium is the female sex organ. Individual member of gynoecium is called as carpel. Each carpel consists of three parts. Uppermost part is called as stigma. This tube-like part is called as style, and this bulbous part is called as ovary, and inside the ovary, ovule is present, and ovule is the part where the exact reproduction or fertilization will take place. So this is the structure of stamen and carpel.